Guys, it's happened. The BBC have plastered me all over their social medias. Have a look at this. Let's watch a video.
I encourage them to rebel against ridiculous rules in schools where you're discouraged from simple communication.
You know school is pointless and you know it's not helping you prepare for your future one little bit. What are we doing here? I'll tell you what, being slaves to the government.
What do you think about those kinds of protests? Do you think they've gone too far?
I think these things are very rare and they're definitely extreme to say the least.
Now, all of us who live our lives with honour, dignity, ingenuity, unlike whoever works for the BBC, know that this is taken completely out of context to paint a picture of me as someone who is nothing but some sort of lunatic encouraging students to aimlessly rebel at school. Now, thankfully, your time, BBC, is coming to an end, and someone only needs to have a look in your comments to see that people already know that every word that comes out of any of your mouths is pure lies, deceit, and ingenuity. And I was aware that this was the case, which is why I accepted your dumbass, biased, agenda-fueled interview in the first place. But just in case certain people still don't know, I'm going to enlighten. What I was referring to in that particular clip, so the bit they took out, is the fact that students have to ask to go to the toilet, that the toilets are being locked during lesson time, that communication and simple social skills in schools are not being encouraged, and I explained this by saying that when I and Mariana, the interviewer, who I thought on the day was actually not completely like the vultures who pay her salary, but unfortunately ended up proving to be just as bad as them, I explained how when she's at her workplace and when I'm at my workplace and somebody wants to talk or argue or contribute to the activity at hand in any way at all, we don't get kicked out, suspended or expelled, let alone have to ask to go to the toilet. So I said that I believe students should be treated with the same level of respect and have the same basic human rights at their workplace as we do. And if they do not, they should rebel and fight for them. But no, they didn't include that part. See, BBC, Mariana, and the rest of you, it's very easy to take 5 3-second clips out of an odd 155-minute long videos I've made in the last 6 months and pick the moments where I'm swearing at my most frustrated and choose words that on their own sound like I'm a raving lunatic who wants nothing but disarray and chaos. Anyone can do that. I could do that to you, and believe me, I'd have more than enough material. But I don't want to, and thankfully for my peace of mind, I don't have a history of disingenuous, lie-infested content tricking the planet into believing every word that comes out of my mouth. In fact, the messages I get on a daily basis are nothing but people informing me that I've had an incredibly positive impact to their life, and I'm yet to receive a negative DM from this account. So congratulations, BBC, you guys are the first. Then, if we come onto the news article, look at this, look what they wrote. It says, as well as promoting self-improvement videos, some of his videos encourage rebellion against school rules on uniform, homework, and asking to go to the toilet, as well as calling teachers offensive names. Where the devil in my content did you ever see me encouraging calling teachers offensive names? It's just a straight up lie. And then look at this next bit. Comments under his videos included some teenagers in the UK saying they had been suspended or excluded from school after following Mr. Markowitz's advice. Now, here's what's interesting. Let me just establish, first and foremost, as far as I'm concerned, we live in a free society, a supposed democracy where freedom of speech is encouraged. So, rather than rephrasing a sentence and saying that students got expelled and suspended as a result of taking my advice, to try and make out like I'm the reason their education is going downhill and I encourage nothing but brainlessly getting yourself suspended or expelled, instead of doing that, how about we question the reasons students are being faced with these punishments? That students are getting suspended and expelled for questioning in class why all the adults in their lives are telling them that 99% of what they're being taught in school they'll never use in their life. Or why when girls are on their period, they need to have some sort of red card in front of the whole class to prove that she's on her period, to be escorted to the toilet like a prison inmate. Why students are sitting cross-legged, holding in the need to go to the toilet because apparently they should have done it 2-3 hours ago at break. You didn't put any of those clips in, did you? Now, congratulations on your 56k views in 24 hours. Very impressive, especially in comparison to your recent graphs. I truly hope you got the boost you were searching for. But unfortunately, the people and the public, according to 99% of your comment section, see through the lies and the deceit. They see through the agenda and they see through the corrupt yet feeble attempts to antagonize creators like myself and TikTok as a whole in an attempt to divert people back to your news. Are you not ashamed that in your entire comment section, not one of your comments supports you? Not one single person anymore believes a word that comes out of one single one of your filthy, corrupt, disingenuous mouths. Every article, every headline, every video, every fear-mongering, anxiety-infusing piece of content you feed in front of our faces, on the newspapers that the elderly people know no better than to read, on the tubes, the buses, and other public transport that people have no choice but to stare at on their commute to work, on radios that people are so sick of having to listen to when you could all just shut up and play simple music. The entire country looks at you as a corrupt, lie-infested, deceitful, power, lustful, evil organization. And this isn't only about me. This is way bigger than that. You picked me on this occasion, but you didn't do this on a daily basis. In fact, in the grand scheme of things, my scenario, this particular scenario right now, is extremely insignificant when it comes to the level of power that's associated with the content and news you're putting out and feeding to the nation on a daily basis. But with this, with me, with my message, which is genuine and pure, and with my followers, you've entered a crowd where you've only done yourselves damage and you've done nothing but prove people's already existing, if not confirmed, preconceptions that you're nothing but a filthy, corrupt, lie-packed, deceitful, agenda-motivated, disingenuous media corporation who do nothing but feed lies to people, exploit stressful and anxiety-inducing cinematography methods, and use the power and attention you have and emotion exploitation techniques to monetize the disgusting lives that some of the CEOs and higher-ups of your company lead. Disgusting. How dare you? The full, uncut, genuine interview and full reaction video where I go through the entire documentary they made are both on my YouTube channel. If you want real truth and real news, go and watch.